Historians emphasize the strength of the ambition that took Napoleon from an obscure village to rule over most of Europe. In-depth academic studies about his early life conclude that up until age 2, he had a gentle disposition. His older brother, Joseph, frequently received their mother's attention, which made Napoleon more assertive and approval-driven. During his early schooling years, he would be harshly bullied by classmates for his Corsican identity and limited command of the French language. To withstand the stress, he became domineering, eventually developing an inferiority complex. George F. A. Root stresses his rare combination of will, intellect and physical vigor. In one-on-one situations he typically had a hypnotic effect on people, seemingly bending the strongest leaders to his will. He understood military technology, but was not an innovator in that regard. He was an innovator in using the financial, bureaucratic, and diplomatic resources of France. He could rapidly dictate a series of complex commands to his subordinates, keeping in mind where major units were expected to be at each future point. And like a chess master, seeing the best plays moves ahead. This intellectual vigor was accompanied by a mixture of remarkable charisma and willpower, and a furious temper, exhibited during failure of his plans, which commanded respect as well as dread from his adjutants. Napoleon maintained strict, efficient work habits, prioritizing what needed to be done. He cheated at cards, but repaid the losses. He had to win at everything he attempted. He kept relays of staff and secretaries at work. Unlike many generals, Napoleon did not examine history to ask what Hannibal or Alexander or anyone else did in a similar situation. Critics said he won many battles simply because of luck. Napoleon responded, "Give me lucky generals." As he believed, luck comes to those who recognize opportunity and seize it. Dwyer states that Napoleon's victories at Austerlitz and Jena in 1805 heightened his sense of self-grandiosity, leaving him even more certain of his destiny and invincibility. "I am of the race that founds empire," he once boasted, deeming himself an heir to the ancient Romans. In terms of influence on events, it was more than Napoleon's personality that took effect. He reorganized France itself to supply the men and money needed for wars. He inspired his men. The Duke of Wellington said his presence on the battlefield was worth 40,000 soldiers. For he inspired confidence from privates to field marshals. The force of his personality neutralized material difficulties as his soldiers fought with the confidence that with Napoleon in charge they would surely win.